Hey, what's up? It's Pat from PopularMMOs.com, and I'm doing a features video for Rift. And what I'm going to be showing you guys is the unique features in the game. I'm going to show you what rifts are, going to show you the dungeons, going to show you PvP, maybe show you a little bit of the crafting, and just tell you a little bit more about this game in general. First thing I'm going to show you guys is the rifts, and I'm in one right now. And rifts are going to be these, pretty much these invasions that come out of the sky. And there's going to be monsters that you have to kill, and there's going to be even boss monsters. And if you're there right when it gets started, there's going to be a time limit. And the quicker that you do it, there's going to be harder monsters that come out. Sometimes there's going to be even raid monsters that come out of these. These are possible to do solo, but if you have a good time and they start spawning elite monsters, then you're going to need a group. This is definitely one of the coolest features in the game, and it really makes Rift a unique game. Since you get better experience fighting in Rift than you do regular monsters, this is actually a way you can level in the game. So you can actually level in Rift either from quests, battlegrounds, dungeons, or even from fighting rifts. So it gives you a big variety on what you want to do in the game. And the cool thing about that is you don't really get bored in this game because there's so much different stuff to do. As you can see, I just finished one of the waves, so they're going to come out in waves, one at a time. And then a new wave is going to come out. And they're going to get progressively harder. So it really is recommended that you're in a group while you do this. If you look at this thing in the right corner that says 2 and has a little bag under it, this is going to give you some rewards after you finish the rift. So this bag will light up after I finish the rift. If you see those monsters that just spawned right there, and if you look on the mini-map, you see these things called a water invasion. Rifts, if they stay open for too long, are going to spawn invasions, and invasions are going to run throughout the world. They're going to kill NPCs, kill other monsters, and they can take over quest hubs and stuff. So you really actually have to kill these things, or you're not even going to be able to do any questing in general anyway. But I think it makes the game real fun that they actually can take over the world pretty much. Alright guys, now that I had completed that rift, or any type of rift or invasion or anything, you're going to get these prizes. And if you open this up, this is going to show what you get, and you can just take it and put it into your inventory. And playing it right, that's just going to be used to buy stuff for your character. Some of it's going to be gear and other crafting stuff like that. So you can get all kinds of stuff just from completing these rifts. And right now what's actually going on is a zone-wide event. And this is probably my favorite thing in Rift, is that there's these huge zone-wide events. If I open up the map, you can see that these are all the invasions and rifts, and there's going to be these huge bosses, raid bosses that are going to come out, and the whole zone pretty much gets together and everyone fights these giant bosses and completes these events, and they happen multiple times a day. It's pretty awesome, to be honest. I'm going to show you guys the auction house real quick while I'm in the main city. It's real easy to use. You could either search something right here in the search, or you can go to different categories and search that way. It's real easy to use, not too much to show you guys, but yeah, they have an auction house in this game. Okay, so I'm going to quickly tell you guys a little bit about crafting. So you can pick 3 professions in this game, and they're pretty much real easy to use. And I'm going to show you how to craft something. All you need is the recipe and the materials. And for example, if you're an outfitter, you need to be at one of these things called a loom. So your profession might require you to be at something. But all you need to do is be there, and you need to go into the interface for your craft, and just click craft, and it'll craft it for you. So it's a real easy to use crafting system. Another one of the cool features in Rift is the soul trees, and these are gonna be your classes. So for example, I'm a rogue, and I'm going to be able to be different things under the rogue class. A ranger, marksman, saboteur, and you can switch these to other ones also. And what is actually cool about this is you can switch them whenever you want, and as a rogue, I have the ability to DPS, I have the ability to tank, I could even be a support class, and all the different classes, like even mage can heal if you pick the right souls for your class. So if you change your souls, you can pretty much do whatever you want as any class, which is pretty cool. So in most games, you know, you wouldn't if you were a mage and you decided you wanted to be a healer, you wouldn't be able to heal. So it's a pretty cool feature. Guys, so what I'm going to be showing you right now is a dungeon, and you can easily queue for a dungeon, And you can queue for rifts and quests also. And the cool thing about queuing for a dungeon is if you queue randomly, you get some extra stuff. You get some extra experience, some extra gold, and some reward. Might be gear or something like that. If you don't want to do that, though, you can always queue for a specific dungeon. You can also queue for battlegrounds in this game, which is the PvP in the game, which are going to be objective-oriented battles where you fight against the opposing faction. So you can pretty much queue for anything in this game. You can queue for the rifts, quests, dungeons, battlegrounds, so it's pretty easy to find a group. But I'd recommend, if you're queuing for a dungeon, to not queue as DPS, because the DPS queue is always the longest. If you go with like tank or healer or something like that, you're going to be waiting a much shorter time. Alright guys, so now I'm in a dungeon, and this one is called Realm of the Fae. And what I want to show you guys about the combat while I'm here is that the combat is actually pretty interesting in Rift, and there's a type of combo system involved. And you'll see when I attack that little skulls are going to pop up below the enemy. Let's do this. Alright, so you see a skull, and then you have moves to use once you gather up those combos. For example, this move, if I detonate, it'll do a certain amount of damage based on how many combos are on the monsters. And this gets the combat in the game, you know, a little more fresh, a little more exciting. So I just wanted to show you guys that. So this is just, you know, an action bar with skills on it type game, but there is a combo system that makes it a little bit more interesting. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is some PvP in the game. Alright guys, so as I said before, you can easily queue for battlegrounds in this game too. So all you have to do is open up the interface and click join. And usually the queue time isn't too long. And right now there's two choices of Warfronts, that's the name for battlegrounds in this game. But as you level up, there'll be more choices of ones that you can compete in. Okay guys, so now I'm in a Warfront, and it's called Black Garden. And in this specific one, there's like a flag that you need to capture, and as you hold onto it, you gain points. And the closer you are to the middle, the more points you're going to gain. So let's show you a little bit of PvP. So it's important that you protect the person on your team that's holding it. And I'm about to die. And you just respawn after like 10 seconds and you can start fighting again. So as I said, it's real important to just hold on to that and have people protect that person, and that's going to be the way to win this. And you're going to get points from completing the Warfronts, and you can spend them on gear. And I showed you guys the soul tree before, and you can actually get a PvP soul, one that's specifically for PvP, and some of the points you're going to get from competing in the Warfronts you can use to buy the PvP soul. Because right now the souls that you're going to start with are just going to be specifically for PvE. So you're going to want to get that if you're really into PvP in this game. Anyways guys, I think that's all I want to cover for Rift features video. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check out PopularMMOs.com and to subscribe to my channel. See you guys.